All right, let's get this adjusted. Let's get this acting right here. Okay, got a live stream going. All right, can you guys hear me good? Let me know if you can hear me good. Testing out some new stuff. We'll set the live up here. Excuse me. All right, so I'm testing out the new microphones. Let me know if you guys can hear me good. Gonna get going in just a minute. Hey guys, how's it going? If you're joining me, make sure you're on my YouTube, Viking Dad Wisdom. Got my new mic set up. Got everything going. Hopefully everything's sounding good to you guys. How y'all doing today? Let's see here. So today's live stream is on high value man. How to become high value. But what is high value to you guys? Like, what's a high value man? That's a good question to start with. What's a high value man? What is high value to you? People have different definitions for what's high value, so it's always good to kind of ask the audience and see what they think and what they believe is high value. To kind of get a better understanding of it all. Got my Old Roy dog food bag in the background. I've been feeding my dogs growing up Old Roy since I can begin to think about dogs, and it's always done good for me. I don't go fancy on the dog foods because it's all just grain anyway. So I usually just feed them Old Roy, and then I give them like different meats and vegetables. Give me something here. You gotta participate. You gotta participate. You gotta tell me what's going on. You guys want help on stuff. You gotta participate. This is like class. You're in class. Class is in session. So let me know what's high value. We got to get some more viewers on this YouTube. You guys got to get on YouTube and get the viewers up. But let me know. It's a simple question, guys. What's high value? Yo. Hey, Boa, if you don't. What's high value? What's a high value man? I just joined What's Happening. We're talking about high value men. So, since you're participating, why don't you tell me what that is? What's high value man? Let me know. Thanks for the follow, dead girl. Living dead girl. Living dead girl. As I'm waiting for your guys' responses, generally speaking, when somebody thinks of high value, they usually go into three main things: looks, money, game. Looks, money, game, and then there's like success, connections. You know, that's the reason I used the thumbnail that I did from, was it Crazy Stupid Love with Ryan Gosling with the shirt off, is because he basically mentors the dad into high value and then takes his daughter at the same time. He's like, I'm going to show you what high value is and I'm going to use it on your daughter. But it's kind of funny, though, that Ryan Gosling is always casted as this really good womanizer, really good looking womanizer, because in real life, he married Eva Mendes, which is a used up old actress that's like 10 years older than him. So in the end, he's like that one actor that came out the other day and said, I've been living an act my whole life. Masculinity is an act, you know. But let's see what he says here. It says, I think it's confident, well-groomed person that makes a good amount of money and has a purpose. That's pretty good. I like that. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good answer there. Now, as far as high value goes, it's going to be things of that nature. The simplest term would be a man that knows his value to women. You know, a high value man is a man that knows his value to women. He's the biggest threat to a woman as far as dating goes. A man that knows his value. And high value is going to be someone like that. It's going to be a guy that is the 6'6" that all the women want. You know, 6-pack abs, 6 feet tall, 6-figure income, 600 horsepower, and at least 6 inches in the pants, you know. And really and truly, if you talk about high value in a realistic sense, you're not going to reach that until much later in your life. Men and women are not the same, and we go through our higher values at different points in our lives. And guys have no recollection at all of what value they actually have. They think their value is static to women going through their life. They think it's the same going through their life. And especially in your 20s, you think that, you know, you're at this value, this is what it's going to be, blah, blah, blah. You're either good with women or bad with women. That's what it is, you know. You're either good in life or bad in life. And then you kind of sit and settle and be okay with being stagnant in your offerings in life. Are you leaving TikTok? Yes. I only do my live streams on there now. So, do you think of yourself as a high value man? That's a good question, because that's kind of like the question I asked where I go, are you alpha? You know, I think that I know what my value is to a woman. And I think that I exude that confidence in my life. Does that make sense? Because people say, well, why do you act like that? Generally speaking about men, not specifically me, but generally speaking about men. You know, you look at somebody that has a big income, or you look at somebody that is very fit, and you say, well, that guy's got an attitude. You know, he acts different than he used to. He didn't used to act like that, and he's just a poser. He's just an actor. Well, here's the deal. There was a certain way that he acted when he made 5 figures a year, and there's a certain way that he acts when he makes 6 figures a year. Of course he's going to act different. Just like the guy that loses 50 pounds and gets jacked at the gym, you're darn right he's going to act arrogant. He's going to act different than he did when he was out of shape and fat. That comes with a different personality because he exudes that confidence in his life now that he didn't used to. Does that make sense? And women pick up on that. They really do. They pick up on that, and they notice it as far as dating goes, and they like it. And it's a crap test that they give men when they're like, oh, you're one of those players, aren't you? You probably get lots of women. You act like that, you know, you just have this arrogance about you. If a woman ever asks, are you a player? You're in. You're in. Because she thinks you're high value. She thinks you're a guy that has options. That's what she's saying to you. And so you just pass that crap test and you keep on moving because you're in. But as far as the way people act high value, when a guy actually reaches a certain point in his life, and it's around 35-ish, that a guy really starts to understand what his value can be to women, because he should have been building that the whole time. And so when it gets to that point and he understands, it changes a little bit. See what I'm saying? Let me get that focus in a little bit. Do you have any advice for teenage guys that want to develop high value? Yes. Start today. Start today. Understand that your value is like 0 right now. If you're in your early 20s, you got to understand that your value is like 0 to women. And the reason I say that is because they're peaking when you're not getting started. Does that make sense? We have different stages in our life, and women don't look forward. They don't look forward at all until they get to the stage they're at. But they peak out around 22 to 23, and you don't start peaking until about 30. That's when you start hitting your stride. So my advice would be to develop your money, connections, things like that, so that you exude that confidence when you get older. You have value. Because, you know, it's funny how we go through our 20s and we kind of fumble through dating, and you kind of get what you can get, and then all of a sudden you hit your mid-30s and women are looking at you different. You know, they start looking at you for long term. They start looking at you for relationships, and it's like this payoff for beta good guys that have done everything the right way their whole life. It validates them in their mind because they're like, hey, I did all this stuff. I did it the right way. I got a good job. I take care of everybody. I'm a good, kind person. All of a sudden, women want me. No. It's the things in your life now that you have built, and she's noticing, because in her point in life, she's looking at her point in life straight to you. So she's thinking, I've done all these things, so he should have congruently been doing these things as well. He's now higher value. Does that make sense? What is the end goal? Marriage? If you want. I mean, if you want to get married, some people never want to get married. If you just want to play the game the rest of your life, make a bunch of money, date a bunch of supermodels, do that kind of stuff, I mean, if that's what you want to do, go for it. More power to you, man. Chug, chug. Hit that train moving. because I was watching a live stream where they were just talking about, value to women, and John Finch was talking about he never wants to be in a monogamous relationship again. Never. He's been married. He's played by the rules. It screwed him. And now he's red pill, and he understands his mistakes. And that dude is 40 years old, and he's hitting 20-year-olds every day. Every day. And he's got money. And he's living a good life. And so if that's what you want to do, man, you go for it. But the end goal shouldn't be marriage. The end goal should be what you want it to be. Does that make sense? Like, you have a purpose in life, and make a goal. And it doesn't have to be women. Make a goal in your life. And then when the women come to you opportunistically, you pick and choose what you want. I don't like marriage personally. I don't see many happy ones. No, I mean, 50% of people admitted to being in a loveless marriage. And divorce is like around 50% right now. It's like 80% in the military and like 98% in the Navy SEALs. But what you got to understand is marriage is not what it was. And marriage is the only agreement that you can come to where it benefits one side for breaking the contract. It totally benefits women in a marriage to break the contract. They get taken care of by the government. They get alimony. They get to move on to a new man. They're still getting a paycheck. They get a kid out of it. I mean, think about it that way. It's the only contract that benefits one person for breaking it. So if you don't want to do that, that's fine, man. Get your money up. Become higher value. Exude that confidence. And live your life, man. If that's what you want to do, more power to you. Facts. Thanks for the follow, Arash the Cool. Are you religious? I wouldn't really say I'm religious. I wouldn't really say that. I grew up very Christian, but as I started to see the church kind of become more secular and become more ran by women, it didn't really make sense to me anymore. It just becomes so secular now that you can tell like all the preachers are beat down betas, and they're preaching to the good guys in the congregation, and all the women are like, yeah, that's right, And I don't like that self-deprecation. Like, I don't like the self-deprecation they have in church anymore. So I just kind of meh. But not really. To give you a simple answer, not really. Not really. But I like all these questions. Keep feeding me these questions as I talk about high value. But could you please tell me what red pill is? The simplest definition of what I talk about is a praxeology of intersexual dynamics. Does that make sense? Praxeology, intersexual dynamics. Men and women dealing together, women and women, men and men. That's what it is. It's not political like the whole red pill movement was, that they kind of hijacked the term and moved on with it, because that was developed a lot later. And if you look at the red pill as a praxeology, it was developed like in the early 2000s when we got the internet. It doesn't have anything to do with political. My husband and I have been married 27 years. Yes, I work, but he is the head of the household. Great. Hey. It works for us, pretty traditional. I like that. If it works for you, go for it. But you understand the roles. That's why it works for you. You understand the roles of the household. Even in 2021, if you can understand your roles with each other, that's the only way it's going to work. If I get married in my 30s, I won't get to live with my kids young. Why do you want to? I mean, because you've been fed this all your life that 30 is old for a man. No. You're just getting started. 30 is getting old for a woman. 30 is not getting old for a man. You don't even peak in your life physically and maturity-wise until like late 30s. That's why I look, feel, and act better than I did when I was 22 as opposed to 33. Does that make sense? Yes, he does come first. We discussed, but final decision is him. I'm not oppressed. Haha. Good, good. And that's what you got to kind of understand in marriage is the man's head of the household. That's it. That's it. Do you have any books or movies about Stop Being a Nice Guy? Yeah, there's 4 volumes right now that you can read of The Rational Male. Read all 4 volumes multiple times because it's 20 years of research and it's going to take some time. And then you can look at, I think it's Women by Numbers is another one, and then Unplugged Alpha by Richard Cooper. Those are all great ones. Richard Cooper basically wrote Unplugged Alpha as a understandable version of Rational Male, like a simpler Rational Male for Dummies. The Courage to Be Disliked by Fumiko and Ichiro Kimishi. And I know these books aren't really red pill, the ones I'm about to talk about, but I like those too. The ones by Jack Donovan, everybody's like, oh, Jack Donovan, you know, he bats for the same team, but you can't talk about, you know, red pill stuff when you're batting for the same team. But whatever he's doing, his books, Becoming a Barbarian and all that kind of stuff, there's a 3-series books that's really good. And basically it talks about how guys in groups are important and why gangs even were a thing and why armies are a thing and how important it is to have a trusted group of brothers in your life. And if you're a guy that has trusted guy friends, that's a great thing to have, and at the same time it exudes more high value, especially if you're the leader in that group. But if you're the leader in a group of 5 goober heads, you're the 6th. So don't do that. Since the end of my last relationship, I'm making so much money, no women equals money. It's true. It's true. There was a video that I saw the other day that this guy was riding around in his truck, and he was an older dude, and he said, since my divorce, there's some things that I figured out, and he kind of pauses. I've never had so much money in my life, you know, because just as an example, women make $10 trillion worldwide, income-wise, but they spend $18 trillion. Or no, they make 18 trillion, they spend 28 trillion. That's what it is. That's what it is. Why are they spending almost double? Well, because they are controlling the income in the household. Too many men are letting women control all the income in the household. That's why. Buddy, I'll be in my 60s and they'll still be teens. Am I right? Yep. Yep. Literally me, and I'm 24. And that's a problem that a lot of guys make as far as marriage goes, is you're living by the old books. And you're expected by women to use the old books of living while accepting the new books of feminism. And so you're expected to get married early, have kids, build the whole white picket fence house, have a good career. But you can't do that anymore. In your 20s, you have literally no understanding of life because you haven't been prepared for it. You're purposeless, you're rudderless, and the women out there in the peak of their life, they're on Instagram getting 10,000 likes for every booty pic. Their arrogance and their self-value is through the roof. And you're driving a car your daddy bought you that's 10 years old and makes a sputtering noise. Pop, 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 pop. Like, what do you think? You have to sit back and have a mentor say, what actual value do you have right now? None. Get your money up. Don't worry about them. You'll be able to date those 20-year-olds in your 30s because you have high value and you exude confidence and you know women by then. You've been dating and you don't get suckered in by a mid-30s woman that's out of her peak and causing you problems. Pop, 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 pop. Ha ha. Use the 20s for making money and invest, and in your 30s you'll be a god. Yep, do that. Learn style, learn game, learn investing, learn career, learn something of value to yourself. Travel the world, see women from other countries so that you can understand that there's a lot of higher value women out there than in your area. If you go outside other countries, if the women don't know English, they're usually a lot higher value. When they start learning English, it goes downhill. That's what they were talking about in that live stream earlier. Because they start getting hit with the Western feminism. But back to high value. This is not a hate on women video. Okay, not at all. Stop complaining about women. Start figuring out why you're not better with women. Okay? Women are what they are right now. They are what they are. You got to accept it. Get better at them. Get better with women. Adapt. Learn better game so that they're not a problem. Does that make sense? That's what you need to be worried about. Stop sitting like these MGTOWs screaming on your podcast, getting all upset about women ain't crap and da 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 da. If those guys got laid one time, they'd fall in love immediately. If a woman got there and did the business and really threw it on him, they'd be in love. That's their problem. But the deal is, become high value, learn game, and you'll be able to deal with women a lot better than you are right now. Does that make sense? And understand your value sooner. Understand your value sooner. Understand that in your 20s you don't really have any value. It's not till you hit your 30s. I'm from Portugal. Cool. What is something you do to build character? As far as character goes, I would say that you need to be around higher value men. You need to be around higher value men more and understand the qualities and the characteristics of them. And I think that you need to understand what it's like to be through difficulty in life. Be through some hardships, some troubles, some difficulty, so that you learn how to deal with those problems easier and you're not upset about every single inconvenience, because that's a sign of being a beta, is if you get upset and you're posting on Facebook about every inconvenience. I went to this restaurant the other day and they brought me this crap food and the waiter was mean to me and blah, 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 blah. Like, that's beta. It's not attractive. Women don't like it. And you're getting upset about every little inconvenience. That'll help you build more character. But, like for example, that happened to me. I took my wife to a nice restaurant. we sit down at the bar, and literally there's like 4 or 5 people around in the bar, like inside working, and nobody will even look at us. Like, I'm sitting there looking at her, I'm like, well, I guess they don't want to serve us. So I waited a few minutes, and I got up and went over to the closest guy, and I was like, hey, can we get some service over here? And he started in, oh, sorry, I've been doing, and like, or he didn't really say sorry. He goes, well, I've been doing this, and da da da. And I was like, hey, first of all, don't interrupt me. That's rude. But can you get a waiter over there to take our order? Thanks. And I went and sat down, and that was it. That was it. Like, I didn't complain about it for 3 days and all this kind of stuff. I just dealt with it and sat down. They came over there. We had a delicious meal. All of our drinks were awesome. Like, that's what it was. Are there popcorns behind you? Huh? What? Popcorn ceiling? Yeah. This is like an old room right here that I'm using for my office. And then I got some soundproofing back here, and then I got some soundproofing in my studio. If you've been checking me out on Twitter, you would have saw my little studio that I've been making with my laptop, my soundproofing, my microphone, my new microphone, and all that kind of stuff. The chips? Oh no, that's dog food. I was talking about that earlier. That's the Old Roy dog food. That's the OG of dog food, is Old Roy. OG. Ain't no pedigree diseases in that dog food. That's pure grain right there. That's pure garbage in that bag. Like I said earlier, don't worry about my dogs. They eat good. They eat HelloFresh every night. They're eating right. They're getting filet mignon and salmon and tilapia, and they just got some chicken and jasmine rice with green beans. They're eating tip top. These dogs are laying down there going, oh, thank God this guy orders HelloFresh. We've been eating this crap for days. So they're eating good. They're getting all their food groups. But yeah, back to high value. That's something that I really want to hammer home to you guys is when you're younger, all you need to be doing is building value, because these women are in a different point in their life. They can't see to the next stage until they're in it. Their mindset is totally different. Don't worry about them. When you're 35 driving a Lambo and you got the tailored suit and you get out, they're still going to be there. They're still going to be there, and they're going to be that much higher value because they're going to look at you and go, oh. What are your thoughts on a Sigma male? Do you think it's really a thing? I think maybe, because the science is still changing. Like, we developed alpha and beta as a simpler term, alpha being a man that other men want to be and women want to bang. That's the simplest term to alpha. It's not good or evil. It just is. And then a beta is someone that's been blue-pilled in life to almost be like a malfunctioning female because he's over-emotional. He's a good guy. He tries to do all the right things he was told from the Disney princess fantasy of life. He really fantasizes love with women, and he's not good at it. But as far as that science goes, it's still kind of up in the air. I think that there are different categories to men because you have a lot of guys that they understand the red pill, but they don't use it in life. They understand it, they get it, but they don't use it. And then you have alpha males like Will Smith that is alpha in life and incredibly blue pill with his wife. And that's why his daughter now is gender fluent and all over. He's just allowing all that. But I don't know. As the science becomes more developed, we'll be able to figure that out. And that's a great thing about this as a praxeology. The science is always changing. If you observe the process, you've changed the process. So it's ever changing, and we're constantly inputting new data as far as that goes. It's not set in stone. Just like people are like, oh, if you're red pill, you're this. It's not set in stone. Like, it's constantly developing and science is changing because it's actually based on science. Welcome, Robert. Right. People tell me Sigma males are introverted alphas. And I've heard that. I've heard that before. And I think that we get too hung up on the whole Joker mindset of life. Like, um, people made me this way, and so now I'm a lone wolf. Like, I'm a lone wolf in life. I'm a Sigma male. Da, 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 da. Uh, no, you're just a loner. Like, you're just a loner. Maybe you have an alpha mindset and you're just a loner. You know what I mean? But the whole loving to be a villain in life, it gets old. Like, I hate seeing those motivational posts all the time with the Joker on there, or something about, you know, I'm heartless because people made me heartless, or something. You know, it's like, meh, whatever, dude. I have friends. I can't relate. I have friends, and women like me. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe if you would develop better social skills, you wouldn't have all those problems in life. But I understand it. I understand why people have so many problems socially nowadays, because men and women have gotten together less so in this last generation than they ever have. Like, they don't get together at all. Like, well, they just hate each other. As opposed to a few years ago, you know, it's like you can't say, hey, nice shoes or something to a woman, or you can't, like, you see those videos of Karens tripping skateboarders out in parks and stuff. Does that seem like a woman that you want to go up and talk to? She's out there drop kicking skateboarders because for some reason she thinks they're not allowed to be in the park. Like, what do you care? Young fathers or no fathers too, yeah. As they like to call it, fatherless homes. Really, it's just single moms, you know. Fatherless homes, single moms. Single moms for 200. But you can only control what you can in your life. So if you create high value in yourself and you exude that confidence for yourself, do it for yourself, selfishly, because you're your own point of mental origin, women will come. Twice. But we were talking about more kids the other day, and you know, I was like, oh, I hope I don't have a girl. I just don't in this day and age. And I was like, you know what? If I did have a girl, I would use her as a shining example of what a woman is nowadays. I would raise her to be feminine, sweet, dress cute, know what it was to be a wife, and what to look for in a husband. And there you go. Because if you can do those things, you are light years ahead of the women nowadays. Light years. If you're cute and sweet, and you know how to take care of a household, and you know what it takes to be a good husband and good wife, you're light years ahead of the other women. It's the whole career thing that I don't care anything about. Like, we were talking about the other day, we were watching basketball, and there was girls basketball, and I was like, If we have a girl, I don't care if she plays sports like that. She said, what do you mean? I said, I just don't care. Like, it's boy stuff. Like, if she wants to be a cheerleader or majorette, go for it. Like, I could care less if you could dunk. Okay? That's what I have boys for. Like, do you know anything about how to be a lady? Do you cross your legs when you sit down? Do you know what colors to wear together? Do you know anything about being sweet? Like, what? Do that and you're already beating half the women. Bro, I need gym tips real quick. Hit me with it. What do you need? Gym tips. Get gains. Get those gains. Dre Gaines. That's funny. Just said Games. His name's Dre Gaines. Dre Gaines. What's those tips you be needing? What's those tips? What did I roll in on? Life. Shoulders hurt when incline bench. Well, first of all, you're probably doing too much weight. And second of all, you're doing incline bench. I started a new technique. I stopped benching at all because it did not benefit me whatsoever. It didn't get the boobies going at all. And I was benching 365 and I was like, this is useless. This is just useless. So I started doing dumbbell press. And I got all the striations in my chest better, things like that. But as far as the shoulders hurt on incline bench, what I would do is you're going to have to do a suicide grip. And when you come down, you're going to come down you're going to have a closer grip on the bench press than you've been using. And when you come down, you're going to keep your elbows in and you're going to bring the bar to right at nipple line. Down right at nipple line. Not up here, right down at the nipple line. Okay? So you're going to come down like that and then you're going to push up. Okay? Suicide grip, elbows in, push up. And that way you're engaging your chest and your back and you're keeping your core strong and pushing with your legs as well. And you're not so much putting all of the weight on your shoulders without your legs and core and chest engaged. Does that make sense? Dumbbells don't swing elbows out. Yep. Real life, I like it. I'm in for it. Good. Real life. But yeah, do those things and watch your incline do great. Because right now I'm benching 245 on incline bench, and I just started doing it like 3 weeks ago. So do that and watch your incline bench just go with the correct form. With correct form. Makes sense. I'll switch it up at the gym. Good for it, man. Go for it. I appreciate it, bro. But most of the time I do dumbbell press, and I'll do it incline and flat, and I even do decline. Get on the decline and do the dumbbell press. Get that lower chest going. Get those boobies growing. But yeah, I do all three when it comes to that. Of course, I don't do as many exercises as I used to just because it really, if you can nail 6 or 7 exercises, that's all you need. If you can nail 6 or 7 exercises for 3 or 4 sets with negatives, where if you're doing the dumbbell press, you go up and then you do 3-second negatives, watch your increase in strength after that. What about females? What about them? What do you want to know? What about females? What about them? What do you want to know about females? You're leaving TikTok. You're still staying on YouTube. I subscribed a while ago. Love all your content. Great. Yeah, I'm trying to move everybody to YouTube. Like, I want you guys to all move to YouTube to watch my videos on there, because I can do these long videos every time and I get a lot more detail out of it. And like, I haven't posted a video in like a week on TikTok and I'm still getting bans on there. I just got one today. You're banned. You can't post till the 9th. Without any kind of option to be able to go in there and look at why or appeal or anything. They're just flat out banning you for no reason. I was like, wow. I showed my wife. I said, really? This is why I left TikTok. Right here. The dumbest thing ever. I dropped 75 pounds and I'm ready to tone stuff up. Alright, so progressive overload, 3-second negatives, and you pretty well got it. Nail your form, learn good form, and you got it. And it usually takes a while to get good form, so don't be looking to jump up in weight really fast. If you're jumping up in weight really fast, you either, one, weren't training hard enough, or two, your form's crap. So remember that. Go into YouTube right now. Thanks, man. Hit the YouTube right now. I got about 10 minutes left. So if you guys got some more questions on high value men, let me know. We'll knock those out real quick. Man, my wife made dinner a while ago, and it was HelloFresh, and it was some kind of chicken with sweet and sour drizzled on it, and rice and green beans, and oh, whoa, bro, whoa. I need good form. I have a bad back, and regardless of the platform, somebody else said, I need good form. I have bad back. Yeah, keep your core strong, because a lot of people are using their back. Use your core. Squeeze it right now. Use your core to benefit you pushing, and push with your legs when you're doing exercises. Like when I do T-bar rows, I usually put one of those little platforms on the ground, and I put my feet on that platform. You bend your legs just like you do a row, and you engage your lats, keep your lats engaged, and then you row with your elbows in. Watch the back gains come. Watch them come. Watch them come. But yeah, you guys got any more questions on high value men? And I chose that thumbnail for a reason. I talked about that earlier, but it seemed really good because he's kind of, Ryan Gosling is kind of the high value guy, but then he married Eva Mendes, which is this old used up actress that's like in her 40s and hasn't really done anything. Thank you from Utah. You're welcome, Melissa. I bestow upon you the gains of my wisdom. Mr. Derek says, what do you do to train your mindset? I think, first of all, you kind of have to understand what your value is in life and understand where you are in life. And then you have to do the difficult things that you don't want to do. You know what I mean? You're going to be bam, bam, bam all the time. Become comfortable with the uncomfortable. Yeah, David Goggins is a psychopath, but I like him. He's a psychopath, but I like him. You ain't throwing me in no water with my hands and feet tied. I'll be danged. You're gonna get hit with a Nugthos right in the face. Both barrels of a Nugthos. Both barrels. You ain't tying me up and throw me in no water. I'll fight you. Nugthos backwards. Figure that one out. Just like you can't say words like grape and evisub relationships. Evisub. Figure that one out. What is your YouTube name? It is Viking Dad Wisdom. It's the same thing, Viking Dad Wisdom. And I really like that because I got I love the Viking culture. I got the horn mug. I got the Viking compass. I'm about to get a new tattoo to finish the front side here. I have Only the Strong Survive with a wolf head on the front. And on the back side, I'm going to get Fenrir with the Viking compass right on my elbow. That's going to hurt like a mother. But it's going to be Fenrir right down through there. It's going to be pretty awesome. And I'm a dad. So there you go. People already say a lot of times, like my friends and stuff will be like, they call me Ragnar at work all the time because bald head, beard, Ragnar. So that's what I'm thinking about doing for Halloween, is going as Ragnar and getting like the tattoos done on my head with the henna, and then getting like the whole Viking outfit. I think that'd be fun. My wife's blonde haired, so I could get her to dress up like his wife. What is your YouTube name? Yep, got that. Any tips for weight loss? Calories in, calories out. I know that sounds generic. Calories in, calories out. If you eat more calories than you burn, you're going to gain weight. During the day, I hardly eat anything. It's like egg whites and bacon with toast for breakfast. And then I have that bumblebee tuna with the sporks. It's like the jalapeno and the chipotle and all that. That and like a fiber bar for a snack. And then for lunch, it's 2 tuna packs with a fiber bar. And then at night, I eat like dinner. You know, chicken, rice, vegetables, fish and vegetables, steak and vegetables, all that kind of stuff. So it's calories in, calories out. If you eat more than you burn, you'll gain weight. If you want to lose fat, you're going to have to eat cleaner than you're eating, and you're going to have to eat less. That's the only way to do it. And my wife's doing a diet right now, and I told her, like, the personal trainer's got her on a real strict diet, and that's how a lot of people fail. I know this from experience. You can't take somebody that had no discipline in their life eating and then ask them to be extremely disciplined. Hey, you're a smoker. You just need to quit right now. Cold turkey. Doesn't work. Instead, I told her, I said, eat correctly like she's saying, but if you want a candy bar, eat a candy bar. Just don't eat a bag of candy bars. One candy bar. If you want a cookie, eat a cookie. You know what I mean? Like, don't cut yourself off from those kind of things. We had the berry chimichangas today at the place that we went and ate. It's like a chimichanga style dessert with ice cream. We ate that. Oh, look, my gains are still here. You know, enjoy, make the things that you're eating when you're eating something that's not necessarily great for you, make that higher value food. That's going to be my new push, high value food. Like, you know, make it count. Make it something awesome. Does that make sense? Just don't do it all the time. You don't need tips on weight loss. You need tips on self-control. There you go. But yeah, simplest terms, calories in, calories out. Eat less, move more. But all right, guys, I hope you liked that video. Make sure you go to my YouTube, Viking Dad Wisdom. Make sure you go to my Instagram, Viking Dad Fitness, my Twitter, Viking Dad Wisdom. Subscribe to all those. Like, subscribe, comment on it so I can get my algorithm going, because the more I grow, the more I can do for you guys. And I love seeing all the comments. I love the interaction. Make sure you keep that up. I hope the sound was good on the new microphone. We're going to find out. And I'll see you guys later. And have a great day.